there's only two reasons I can think of. Either they're super believing in the continuity, which is potentially borderline delusional, or they don't want a repeat of the Dan Ghosty situation, which is also unadvised on my end. Doesn't make sense. So the only two reasons I can think of, and neither of them are a legitimate reason in my eyes. Both of them I think are easily counterable, and I think if you actually talk it through, will result in you thinking that picking on Merc is still the best option. So I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to diss on Caesar. I just don't. Tom, he's played a whole year, and his best stage was online in the beginning of the season when nobody knew what the fuck they were doing.
He's been getting pooped on. He's been getting pooped on.
Yeah. Like he's just like, you can only win so many series when a player's dropping a 0.9.
Yeah,
0.95, like whatever.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but let me ask you this, Ben. Let me ask you this: is the way a team is composed, right? And a way a team is built, right? If you put a good player, right? Let me ask you this way: if you got a superstar player, right, and you put him on a team with a good composition, and you put him on a team with a bad composition, are you going to see a big difference in his gameplay between the shit team and the team that's actually built well and has a good composition? Are you going to see that superstar player?
Caesar?
No, I'm just giving you a hypothetical situation. You have this superstar player, right? You have Team A and Team B. Team A is a organized team. The
so
team
like Atlanta phase, basically.
Right. Say Atlanta phase, right? Say Atlanta phase, right? A good team comp, right? The team comp makes sense. You got a main AR. You got a good aggressive flex player. You got a good balance between your entry fragger sub and your roaming slayer sub, and everything makes sense. The pacing's great. Yada, yada, yada. Everything's good. And then you got Team B, which is the complete opposite. You got like fucking... You got just a bunch of random fucking players put together and nothing makes sense.
Tom Gravity, Paris Legion.
Sure. Okay. If you put that superstar player on a shit team and put him on a good team, are you not going to see a difference in performance with that player depending on which team he's on?
100% you will.
Right, exactly.
Unless they just kill whore out their fucking wazoo.
Right, exactly. You know so in my opinion, I don't even want to judge the player. I'm judging the team comp. The whole team as a whole doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. The team doesn't make sense.
I listen. I hear what you're saying. I'm telling you. Well, I'll be honest.
That's when you start getting into situations where your superstar players start realizing it's chalked. Right, especially in scrims and shit, they can start feeling it. They can feel that it's chalk. They can feel it just from playing and just from scrimming. They can tell. They start overplaying. Now you have Shotzi trying to fucking pop 3 pieces on cuts, and Hook is trying to go nuts, and Brucey's trying to fucking do it all. Maybe he's trying to fucking like everybody's just trying to do crazy shit individually, and just the whole thing just seems fucking compromised.
Yeah, no, they're completely fucked.
You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't you in that situation want to then drop the player who's performing the worst on your team, bring in someone who's green with Merc, and try and find a new way to play?
I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that still doesn't make sense to me.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that, Ben, because if somebody's not performing, they should be changed. But they need a good team comp, bro. Whoever they pick up or whatever, or if they do make changes or whatever they do, it needs to make sense. And what's crazy is like Merc really is the perfect player. Like Merc is
clearly good. Listen, I'm telling you at this point,
Merc is very good. Very good.
Either Caesar's got them brainwashed, which I don't think is a likely one. I just think they have made so many wrong decisions that they're just gun shy, and they're like getting PTSD of, we pick a Merc. It's like where we had Dan and we dropped Dan because we didn't like teaming with him, which would be an insane reason not to pick him up. And I could definitely see that being the reason for this, honestly. I have sat here for 3.5 hours trying to think about it, and that's the only thing I can come up with.
So
and that's not, to me, by the way, not a valid reason not to pick him up either, for what it's worth. Not a valid reason in my eyes. As a non pro, like I don't see that as a valid reason not to pick up someone. I'm just like, whatever. Fuck all the old bullshit. Fuck what's happened so far this season. You have a kid who's very talented, makes plays for the win around the hill, around the objective, and search whatever. Like, you're going to start winning maps and series based off pure talent alone, and maybe you can place better than top 8. If it gets you 6, it's worth it because you've been getting 8th all season. At least you make it to the weekend. These guys have been flying back to fucking Dallas Friday night for 3 straight events.
I mean, do you think it's friendship cheese? I mean, people are saying friendship cheese, but I mean,
I don't know.
They've made changes. They've dropped friends. Like, they've made changes. They've dropped friends. I just feel like they really think that it's good. They can make it work. I feel like they really do believe that. Like, and I don't know, like maybe their scrims are going differently, but scrims are just not matches, bro. Listen, matches are just not the same as scrims, right? Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Right? They're just not the same. They're just completely, a scrim is a scrim. A match is just, a match is when teams are actually coming out and just like actually making plays, right? Like it's just so hard to explain. It's just a way different atmosphere. It's just so much different. Like, I feel like teams play differently when they're on stage in like at events than they do in scrims. Like they do. Like teams just play different. And if you play, if you played, you know that. See, somebody said no shit. Well, Gucci, I'm sorry, Gucci. I wasn't familiar. I didn't know you were like a fucking champion in Call of Duty. So you played on the big stage against the best players. I didn't know, Gucci. I didn't know that you knew that. You know what I'm saying?
It's just so weird. It's just the way they're approaching this. If that's the way they're approaching it, is just like it's just like I don't know, bro. It's a weird mentality to have. It really is.
What has Rafi said about this whole situation? Listen, because we can focus all we want. You can focus all you want on Optic, but all these teams, I feel like, should be looking at Merc. Everybody should be looking at Merc.
Okay.
Uncle Big Nose Luigi 4 and 23. Uncle Big Nose. 0 rings, of course.